late 19th century. Before electricity, Washington, D.C. was very different than today. Those good old days did not provide the levels of comfort and convenience we now enjoy. Advancements made possible largely by electricity. Life was hard by today's standards. Horse-drawn streetcars were the only mass transportation. Preparation of food was time-consuming and arduous. The size of a block of ice determined the life of food, and some people sought relief from the steamy Washington summers by swimming in the Potomac River. This long-standing way of life was to dramatically change. Potomac Electric Power Company's incorporation on April 28, 1896, helped power many technological advances that transformed our nation's capital. So much that we may now take for granted: time-saving appliances, efficient transportation systems, quality lighting to make our days longer and safer, and air conditioning to improve comfort and productivity. All this and much more was to significantly improve the quality of life for Washingtonians. In the years before Pepco's formation, electric arc lights had become a viable alternative to gas for street lighting and many commercial applications. Thomas Edison's perfection of the incandescent light bulb, with its safe low-wattage design, opened the way for extensive lighting systems to be developed and installed in homes and offices throughout Washington. And the horse-drawn streetcars were replaced by faster and more extensive electric railway systems. This provided improved access to downtown work and trade, and also spurred the growth of businesses and communities throughout the city and in nearby Maryland. In the 1890s, Oscar T. Crosby, Pepco's first president, had the vision of bringing Washington's rail and electric service under one company. Soon after Pepco was incorporated, he formed a streetcar railway company, which eventually became RECO, the holding company for Pepco. By the turn of the century, the demand for electricity was growing fast. In 1906, the company's first central generating station, the Benning plant, was built in what was farm and marshland in northeast Washington. With an initial capacity of 10,000 kilowatts, this station quickly grew to carry much of Washington's electricity load until World War II. Pepco continued to grow as new electric appliances transformed household life, offering convenience and efficiency. In 1930, the old company headquarters and powerhouse was purchased by the federal government, so Pepco moved into new facilities at 10th and E Streets Northwest. Here, employees continued marketing appliances, educating customers, and promoting the value of everything electric. With increased automobile use by the general public throughout the 1920s and 30s, street railway ridership declined dramatically. In time, RECO was acquired by the North American Company, a nationally respected utility holding company. Their relationship with Pepco continued until divestiture in 1947, when for the first time, Pepco was free of any holding company. In 1933, with demand growing, Pepco continued to ensure reliability by constructing the Buzzard Point generating station. During the same year, the company made its first transmission tie to the outside world by establishing a connection to what is now Baltimore Gas and Electric Company. World War II brought civil defense and blackout preparations, as well as a dramatic rise in the government workforce. This resulted in a residential construction boom during and after the war. In addition, the extensive use of air conditioners, especially in temporary government facilities built throughout the area, made Pepco one of the first electric utilities in the nation to record a summer peak. Post-war growth brought the construction of the Potomac River Station. Expansion of distribution facilities continued as well. Many new residential substations were uniquely designed to blend in with the local communities. Continuing an emphasis on reliability, Pepco entered into a number of interconnection agreements with neighboring utilities, resulting in a larger and more stable reserve. And the dispatcher's offices of the 30s went through many changes to eventually become a modern computerized control center, monitoring all of the company's generation and transmission systems. Demand continued to grow at an unprecedented rate, and Pepco responded by building large coal-fired baseload units at Dickerson, Chalk Point, and Morgantown generating stations.
To serve this fastest-growing major metropolitan area in the nation, Pepco now has sufficient power generating capability. But by 1977, we anticipate needing more than half again as much. In the next 5 years, Pepco must build 4 new major generating facilities. The cost, over $1 billion.
But soon after 1972, when Pepco had moved into its current corporate headquarters at 1900 Pennsylvania Avenue, this had all changed. The oil embargo of 1973, coupled with higher interest rates for construction, caused Pepco to re-examine its long-range growth strategies. Pepco overcame these challenges to emerge as a model utility during the early 1980s. The company increased its use of coal and curtailed construction, looking for innovative ways to make existing facilities last longer and operate more efficiently. A multifaceted strategy of financial controls and customer-oriented energy management programs, along with a continuing and comprehensive environmental policy, contributed to Pepco's successful operation during this period. However, into the 1990s, the operating environment continued to be challenging, with slow growth and a lingering recession. In addition, the Energy Policy Act of 1992 significantly changed the industry by broadening the scope of competition. Nevertheless, with low prices, a stable service area, flexible operating programs, a leaner workforce, and stringent cost controls, Pepco entered this new era in a good position to compete. As Pepco approached 1996, its centennial year, a new chapter opened in its history. On September 25, 1995, Pepco's chairman of the board, Edward F. Mitchell, jointly announced with the chairman of the board of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company a proposal to merge the two companies.
The operations of our company are totally compatible, and we share, I think, a common vision. Express it very simply, that in this increasingly competitive world, the winners will be those companies who can provide the maximum service to the customers at the lowest cost, those companies which can provide the necessary financial and human resources, and those companies which can provide the growth in earnings and dividends for the shareholders. I'm certain this company is going to be a winner.
So ends an era. Now, one can look forward to a new time of change, of challenges, and of successes, in keeping with the tradition of Pepco's first 100 years of matchless service to our nation's capital.